Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where our best advice is if you want to do it right, collect what you like. But on this segment of Dropping the Mic, it's read what you like and collect what you read, all in one, guys. We are super excited to bring you another segment of Dropping the Mic with another creator on board. JR forgot him to put him in the back so we could announce him. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our friend. You guys see him right down here, but you guys know our friend David Booher from Kanto. But today, y'all, we got an advanced reading to his new title with Dark Horse Comics called Killer Queens. Killer Queens. And we are going to go get through this title. We've read it. We got an advanced reading, guys. We're super excited. I know Alonzo's rocking and rolling in the chat right now, crowd surfing. But we got JR and myself here to go ahead and do the breakdown. And we got David here to go ahead and answer any of your questions that you may have. But let's go ahead and give a little roll call. JR, how you doing, my friend? How was Lady Luck? How did it treat you?
Vegas didn't treat me too well, but I got to see Chappelle. I mean, you got to see the GOAT. That's all that mattered. Dropped a couple $100, but hey, it's well worth it. Still trying to recover. That's right. So that's why I didn't put you in the back room. Sorry, David, but you're too big for the back room. Let's be honest.
He's like, nobody puts baby in the corner, dude.
I was just going to say that, David.
I was going to say, aren't you in the corner though, baby?
Yeah, but look at this corner though.
I know that's what I'm saying. He beats us. He beats us.
I know. Yeah,
definitely.
What you don't see in front of this is my office where I do all my writing and stuff. What you don't see in front of me is the TV that is like constantly on 80s Saturday morning cartoons from YouTube. It's like 4-hour blocks of just 80s cartoons, and I love it.
Nothing's wrong with that.
Now you're talking my language for sure.
As long as there's some Looney Tunes in there too.
Oh, definitely. I want to say that we'll get into it, but from what I read, I loved it. But let's go ahead and give a holler to the Herd chat, and then we'll go ahead and talk about Killer Queens, y'all. So it looks like Alonzo was present early. Shout out to Comics and Pox, brother Alonzo, crowd surfing right now. Shout outs to Eric the Phoenix, brother Eric the Phoenix, rising from the ashes into the sky and spreading those wings, baby.
That's a pretty high bar.
Oh, you like that though? No, he's like, stop while you're ahead. Sparks Comics, my indie brother, David. I definitely recommend maybe talking to Sparks because Sparks has a lot of independent creators. He is my indie hermano, and he's doing great things on his channel. Awesome. Chewy, Jesus, ¿cómo está, papá? ¿Cómo está, papá? Comics, Stash 416. What's going on, my brother? How goes it? Jay Nunya Business. What's going on, Jay? Thank you for joining us, my brother. Okay, chat jumped on me. I'm sorry. Comics on the mind. Kirk, the captain to his own enterprise. Right then and there. All right. Lord Chuck's biggest little city collectors, y'all. Be on the lookout for their channel, 4 p.m. You know they rock that goodness. Harry old fat guy, Real Route 6. My man Dave. Ooh, Lord Chuck's all up in the mix. All right. I
can't help but laugh when I hear Harry old fat guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't look him up on YouTube. Whatever you do. David, you have to spell it out. You have to put the HOFG, and then it'll pull up with his footage.
HOFG.
Yeah. Don't pick up. You put Harry old fat guy, and you might go down a banner.
Oh my God, the deep web goes deep, man.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, guys, we got the Herd chat all caught up, guys. So let's go ahead and break down Killer Queens. I just want to let you guys know we have writer David Booher here. So if you guys have questions, you guys know he's put out titles like Alien Bounty Hunter and The Most Epic Tale of Kanto, which, by the way, mark your calendars. Wednesday, it's coming out. But August 18th, Killer Queens. I'm super excited. All right. So we have David Booher. We have the artists of, and David, if I mess up, please correct me, Claudia Balboni. We have Harry Saxon as the colorist. And then the lettering is Lucas Gantoni.
Yeah.
Gantoni. Okay.
Gantoni. Yeah. And it's coming from Dark Horse Comics. And the best, you guys mentioned Star Wars offline, and the best pitch that I can give to anybody is it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
We brought together an all LGBTQ creative team to create a big queer space romp that's fun and funny, and we tackle some issues like fascism and um, the other, and fitting in and feeling like the outsider. But we wrap it up in a package that if you like a lot of the MCU humor, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a big influence for me. If you like the humor in Firefly, right here.
Oh yeah, what's going on, Joker and Gomez, your boy?
If you like that kind of thing, yeah, this is my chance to have fun, have fun on a series. So.
Speaking of spoon, it almost had kind of like tick humor to it. Also, remind me a
Right.
lot
Oh
of
my
that.
god, yeah. I love this title, David. I want to say, like the description, like you said, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, but I looked at it like it had like a retro feel, like a Buck Rogers space adventure, sci-fi. Also, two characters that come to mind because they're running away from somebody is like Spaceballs, right? Pizza the Hut. But I love the satire, the wittiness, and the humor. And oh my,
Well, that's it. We just wanted to hit the ground running, man. And you're exactly right. So we wanted to channel. I love like retrofuturism, what the people in the 1940s and 50s thought the 1990s were going to look like. And it's just so absurd when you look at popular mechanics and popular science. The 30s, 40s, 50s covers where they have flying cars and they have spaceships and domed cities on the moon and all these cool things, super stylized. I love that vibe, and I wanted to marry that to really a sort of a cutting edge current storyline with characters that really fit into our world. So I think we made it. I think we got there with Claudia's art, and some of the covers that have come out are just amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah, so that's where we're going with it, straight
Oh
into the
yeah,
future.
that's right. Just flying into the galaxy. I like Jen Bartel, but to your point, David. All the covers are beautiful. I love the colors that are involved in the panels and everything. Very vivid, very galaxy like. Just boom, right at you, coming at you.
Sure.
And the other thing, like, are we able to? I want people to definitely mark their calendars, be anticipating this book, jump on that FOC. But are we allowed to kind of go in a little detail? I know we have the cast of characters who I want to kind of go over, but
Sure.
are we allowed to go into a little bit of detail? Just want to make sure.
Let's spoil the heck out of it.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, let's go Millennium.
No, let's
Yeah.
not fully spoil it, but let's
Right.
definitely let's give some teasers.
We will
So people-
definitely do that. So you have a cast of characters. You have your man Max, who I referred to him as the lighthearted Casanova, witty, and he's always has something on his mind, And
that's definitely true.
yes,
Poor Max. He's full of one-liners, and he's just like this Casanova with his hormones at
height,
that
right?
at a level that past the age of 25, we've just all left behind. I mean, I don't know how old you guys
Yeah.
are.
Old enough. Yeah.
It's in the rear view.
But I mean, some of those one-liners, like
comedy.
the talking about like asking a guy like how to get out of the place, and the guy's like, I don't know. And like, well, it seems like from your Twitter or from your
grinder
thing,
profile.
Galactic,
you're locked.
Galactic Grinder.
Just
He's like, is there a back door to this place? How should I know? Max says, well, from your Galactic Grinder profile, you come here a lot. Like, a lot.
and coming from Max at that point, you're already going like, dude's kind of a slut as is, and you're going.
He's a
slut
Casanova. There's a better name for it, Jerry. He is a Casanova.
There's opportunities pop up, and Max takes advantage of them. When you're
Yes.
flitting around the galaxy, man, sometimes you don't have Wi-Fi.
Oh, I don't hate. I respect the game.
It's the future, but not the future, though.
What's going to unfold? I mean, Max, we're very surface level with him, in our discussion. But what's going to unfold is that, that's masking a lot of insecurity and a lot of his inability to find somebody who he can connect to, and really, really have something serious. So he goes the extreme opposite direction. And then we have Alex, which is his foil, which she seems like she just doesn't want. She's just like, no relationships at all. You get anywhere close to me, and I'm going to pull this laser pistol on you. So You got Max who gets close to everybody, and you got Alex who can't get close to anybody. And you know, as the issue goes, you see how these two find a way to work together. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think they create great foils for one another.
Yeah.
Where Max is like, let's just run into this gunfire, the laser fire.
Oh yeah.
That was so
Our
awesome.
eyes closed, and Alex is like, "Give me your damn gun. I'm gonna do this right."
Oh yeah, I love Alex. I love Alex' no nonsense attitude. She's take action. She's not only the brains but the brawn, and she jumps into danger with like no thought. I mean, she has the not even thought, but she has a plan, and it's to blow shit up. Like I gotta say, I love that. I love that panel and that interactions. I mean, we have BT, the fluffy monkey. You guys got
BT,
you guys got those runaway assassins. So
I have
this is
to
what they
ask,
are.
Is Fluffy?
hench otters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Fluffy kind of a nod when he gets a jetpack to flying monkeys? To Oz?
Hell yeah! And then there's a line. There's a line in there that Alex has, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like, if you didn't get it before,
yeah,
you got it now. But he really so Beatty is Max and Alex's former boss, and he also happens to be a fluffy monkey with a jetpack. And he's really pissed off that they stole his ship, because he has to. I'm not going to spoil that. You'll find out why he's pissed off, because of what he has to do in response to having his ship stolen. And he brings along a couple of hench otters, surprisingly cheap, believe it or not. And he's tracking him down. And Max and Alex not only have to avoid him, but then they have to take a job because they don't have any money. They have a stolen ship and no money and no jobs, so they have to take a new mission.
Please tell me
that's all going to go according to plan. Totally according to plan.
Please tell me down the line you get some hench bears, though. Get some real muscle in there.
There's going to be otters. There's going to be wolves. There's going to be bears.
Cubs.
Those are all euphemisms. If anybody doesn't know, those are all euphemisms. So, yeah, we'll get some bears.
I love the dialogue between them, though. I mean, it's just like when they're leaving that joint and they're gone. I mean, I just love the dialogue. I love the cynicism, like cynical attitude that Alex has, with the fun-loving, carefree, the puns that he's dropping. I was like sitting there dying because their interactions were just funny. Like it's together. And the other thing I really liked is that, like they're running away from Beatty, and they, like you said, they had to take a new job. They kind of give you a little breakdown, so you guys will see, what was involved, why they're on the run, which is great as well, because it really goes into detail. And then they go into a new job. The beauty about this is just like the way they improvise. Between I like the part where Max kind of just left that uncomfortable silence when he was talking to where they were going to land before their mission. And he just broke that awkward silence. It was just hilarious. I mean, I simply love it.
There's a beat an issue. There's a lot of moments, and it's 4 issues long, so it's not this huge long epic sci-fi space opera. We channeled all of the chewing the scenery and the over-the-top action and stories of Buck Rogers, and it's just guys and girls with guns going out there doing their jobs, and they're going to get it done, and that's why they're they were such great assassins. They're going to find a way to get it done. But there's definitely moments in the next 3 issues. I'm thinking about one in particular. That is there's an awkward silence that's really pretty funny. So that's issue 3. So y'all got to stick around at least through issue 3. And then if you're that far, then you got to stick around to issue 4 and see what happens to them. And I promise you, something's going to happen to all of them, and you're going to love it. But including Beatty and the hench otters.
My thing is, I read it when you first gave it to us about a month and a half ago, and I reread it today. And I remembered most of it. And that's for somebody that reads like 60 comics in a month, that tells you something. Something it sticks with you that much. There's certain
Cool.
things, like when the next place they end up, I won't go into whole detail, but how Max was complaining about a certain thing going on in that place, and he's going, "Come on, really? There's none." That had me rolling since last time, because I'm just going like, I've been in situations like that, going like,
dude, this is a sausage party.
Like,
I get it. Trust me, I get it.
And I'm just
I'm not going to say it springs from experience, but man, sometimes the genuineness and the authenticity of your life experience kind of bleeds onto the page, and when that happens, I think it's fantastic. We have fun with it. It's really fun and tongue in cheek, but also, it's a story I really wanted to tell. The title and the characters have been around in my head for a long time, and it took a while to get to this point. But it's always been something I've pursued. When I thought of the title Killer Queens, and then I thought, okay, so these are reformed assassins, and we're going to have a gay guy and a gay girl, and they're going to be partners, and they're going to go out and they're going to do this Guardians of the Galaxy fun, goofiness, and they're going to be doing good, sort of atone for the life of not doing such good things. And that was all rattling around my head. And once it all came together, sometimes as a writer, you get ideas. You can't have 100 ideas a day. I don't have 100 ideas a day, but you can come up with them. And it's the ones that a month, 3 months, 6 months down the road that you keep thinking about are the ones that you pursue. Steve, you said in your intro about collect what you love, read what you love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just add to that, write what you love.
Bam.
And that's why I think Canto has been so successful for us. It's me and my co-creator Drew Zucker, who's the artist on it. We just love that story so much. We were going to do it no matter what, because it was the comic we wanted to see. And to see, I mean, you can see, right? This is just the first run of all my slabs.
A lot of men right there in the comic community, right there in this group chat. And our ladies in there are looking in despair, David, because they're looking at those Cantos wanting them.
Hey, believe in yourself, because I did not slab. Not a single one of these was my own copy that I sent to CGC. These were all copies that I bought off of eBay 2 years ago, 18 months ago, back when they were affordable and I could buy them, and I just wanted to have them for my collection. So just, believe in yourself, write what you love, and, things will come. And I hope that's my main hope with Killer Queens, is it's fun and funny and goofy, and it may not be for everybody. I think it is, could be for everybody who gives it a chance. Yes. But it's just such a passion. So much passion when I tell this story that honestly, I hope we can tell 100 more, episodes for these guys, because there's so much hijinks in the universe. I feel like these guys can find it everywhere.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. If not, they will turn stones, most definitely, and find it.
Or I think it'll find them.
Planets away.
Yeah.
I think it'll find them somehow.
I mean, I really love the breakdown. It had its moments of like the wittiness and the back and forth, and then the action that came through it. I love like Alex's take charge kind of personality, and Max is like, I don't want no part of it. Just let me go ahead and just be on my own. Yeah, let me do my thing. Let me do my thug thizzle. So and Alex is just like, she's just unscathed, like she's beautiful. Like she's everything I would want her to save my life, not to assassinate me. But right. So
up till now, she was the last face you were going to see, Steve.
Oh my
She's God. The last face you'd ever see.
Right?
Not so bad. Not so bad.
I mean, she's easy on the eyes, but then I know I'm going to meet the Lord, right? Well, not Lord Chucks, not Lord Chucks. El Sapristo, right there. She'll just come and be like, "Lights out, Steve," and that's it. But the other thing, David, so in the beginning scenes when they get into that battle, and whatnot. Are there certain songs that come in your head that like during that scuffle?
Everybody says obviously Killer Queen by Queen, right?
Yes.
But actually, the one that just continues to stick in my head, and my best friend said this, and I thought it was so perfect, is the Queen song, "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time. Yeah, and I just think that whole first opening scene where tables are flipping and guns are blazing, and there's henchotters, and there's Max and Alex, and there's Beatty and his jetpack flying around, and there's bystanders, and they're just looking around at each other like, what the hell did we just get ourselves into? And then somebody hits the old timey radio behind the counter with a laser bolt, and it starts playing the "Don't Stop Me Now," and then it's just
love that.
awesome, and it's just awesome. So, I can see the making fun of the Matrix, just doing all kinds of cool stuff.
Totally awesome.
So that's
totally
like
awesome.
Cross your fingers. That's the TV version of it, the live action.
As I was reading this too, because I have a cousin that's part of the LGBTQ community, and I have two cousins, and in reading it, I've been on road trips with them, and have died at the banter that we've had and stuff like that. It's been such great times. So as I'm reading this, like I'm trying to hear the voice in my head. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, that just totally reminds me of my cousin. With the back and forths and the wittiness.
Good.
And the other thing is it's just an action, like sci-fi. And
I want to make sure that people understand that too. It's all LGBTQ creative team, and the characters are queer, but it's not. I did not want to tell a story about coming out, bullying, fitting in necessarily. I mean, there's all that's going to percolate through it, but I just wanted to tell a story. These two characters happen to have these characteristics, and it's just a fun sci-fi adventure, funny, that sort of thing. So I want to pitch it to a broad audience to give it a shot, because this is where the story is coming from. But everybody brings their own experience to a story when they read it. And if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you like Firefly, if you like all those, those properties, Star Wars to some extent, if you like all those kind of big sci-fi adventures, this is just another rung in that ladder.
Well, one of the things you're very good at with Kanto in this is you make relatable characters. So you don't have to be someone that's part of the LGBTQ community to appreciate this book. I mean, it's got little nods here and there, which obviously enhances the book. But you can read it and you can enjoy it as a straight guy and be like, that was fucking funny.
Right.
And
that's my goal, JR, is that straight dudes read it and they're like, damn, that was funny.
And Steve and I are two straight dudes, and both of us are like,
this interview,
it's already going to be in my pool.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean, yeah, it was just fun. Yeah.
No.
Well, okay, maybe Steve is like a little cuddly. He might be. I don't know. But
I'm always here for hugs. That's it. I'm here for hugs. I'm comfortable. And I want to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's my sort of that's my big hope for the book, is that it appeals to the queer community, but also has a much broader appeal, because our intention was to tell a story that was universal, no matter what your experience is coming to it. Everybody has been in that had that moment where they're in that orbiting space restaurant where they're in a shootout with the fluffy monkey with a jetpack and henchhots. Everybody's been there. Everybody's done that. So I hope they all can relate to that scene.
Oh yeah,
I just can't wait.
You can't tell I'm being sarcastic. Nobody's been
I just can't wait for the cosplay. I want to see some people going out as BT and some of the otters.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine?
I want to see
Max, Alex, BT, and the henchotters walk up to a table at a Comic-Con.
Oh man, I want that fight scene reenacted.
I've said it over and over again. I'm going to be at a show at a table at a signing or something, and somebody is going to walk up cosplaying Kanto or some other character, one of these characters, whatever, and I'm just going to break down in tears. Honestly, that's like just it's a moment that somebody cared enough about what you've done and connected with it enough that they wanted to represent that to the rest of the world. And yeah, you're going to see a grown man cry.
I think you'll see a lot of people cry if somebody comes out as Kanto, as if they get a little kid dressed up as
5-year-old,
Kanto,
Yeah,
that will be
cardboard.
all over the place.
yeah.
But I want to see Dark Horse have you come out with like a pair of hench otters. Like
Just
when
walk
you
me
do a
out.
just walk you up to signing to your table with just a couple.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Somebody asks me, "Oh, who is that?" And I'll be like, "Shh, quiet. Shh, don't ask."
Yeah.
Don't call
And
me
then-
Fluffy.
And then all of a sudden,
Don't
just
call me- it's like a 8-year-old kid. Don't call me Fluffy.
oh yeah, that like Beatty, poor Beatty, he can't catch a break. He just
Oh, I
wants
love
his shit.
BD.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, you just wait because I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen, but
I want to know.
you just have to stay through issue 4, and I just think we have landed on an ending that is just so great and so horrible and so wonderful. You're just going to love it.
I can't
You're
wait.
like, no.
I can't wait. I'm ready for August 18th. I'm there, and I'll probably see you there on Wednesday, David, for the signing. So,
oh, are you local?
I am right by Winnetka, so I will be there.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, and I'm doing a Killer Queens for anybody who's in Southern California. I'm doing a Killer Queens signing at Collector's Paradise in Pasadena at 5 p.m. on August 18th. And I'm actually going to be doing the signing alongside Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly for their release of Kang, the Conqueror from Marvel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be I'm going to be right here at the table, and they're going to be over here because they're amazing. This much of the table.
It'll be amazing. I can't wait.
I'm jealous.
And then I'm going to be doing Free Comic Book Day down in North County, San Marcos, San Diego, at Nowhere Games and Comics.
All right, you guys mark your
nice.
calendars. Our Southern Cali fam, make sure you get out to David's events. I love the fact that Collector's Paradise allows you guys to sign up for like the signature series. You get the comics and everything like that. It just, especially during this pandemic, I think that was the best thing to go about. Bam.
So what a great Raging Cajun. I'll see you there. It's like every time I always expect these signings to be like 0 people, and we just sort of drag them off the street.
I think this is going to be massively different than your first signing. I think, because I remember you telling us before that you had a signing, you had several books left over afterwards. I think you're going to run out of books pretty quick.
The release day of Canto 1. That was funny. So Collector's Paradise is doing these signature series. I'm sure a lot of folks who are listening know about it, where you can pre-order all the books of the run for cover price, basically, plus shipping, and I'll sign each one as they come in. They'll collect them, and they'll send them out to you with signatures on them. And it was great during the pandemic, like Steve said, and because we weren't doing any signings.
Sure.
Now, we're going to still be doing it. So I'm still not doing a huge number of signings. So if you show up on Wednesday for Canto 3 Lionhearted #1 at one of the Collector's Paradise locations, you can actually in person pre-order all 6 issues. I'll sign that first one for you, and I think you can just take it home with you, and you can pre-order the other 5 signed. So you can do that.
Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it, guys. I jumped on since the second arc with Kanto because I was not fast enough to get the first, second, and third. So I did get the 5th and the 6th of the first series, and I've been on since then, guys. I got the trade though as well, David. So it's definitely worth your guys' while and super anticipated. anticipating Wednesday. So I can't wait to meet you, David. We got shout outs to Seaman, Sealess E-Man, my brother from the Sealess Villains podcast. My brother. I'm sorry. My apologies. Hood Rat Comics is in the building, also with Team Nerd Herd.
Oh yeah, so I'll see Hood Rat down in nowhere.
Yeah,
oh
see
yeah,
in there,
yeah,
yep.
I'm gonna have some. I'm getting some swag together too, some Kanto swag for. I don't know if I'm gonna have it in by Wednesday, but I'm definitely gonna have it for Free Comic Book Day. So I'm not really gonna tell you exactly what I have, but keep follow me on the socials, and I'll be revealing some things.
Nice.
Some cool stuff. Some cool stuff.
So David, are you free for, like, if the chat has some questions, we would like to open the time for questions in the group chat. You guys have questions for David, or maybe not, then hit him in the chat, guys. I mean, this is a highly anticipated title, guys. We've read it, like JR and I said, and Alonzo, during this time we enjoyed it.
You can ask questions about this. You can ask questions about Kanto. You can ask questions about Firefly. God, I keep pointing the wrong way.
Bam.
Firefly. Because it was it's up for pre-order now. I was able to write an oversized Firefly issue called River Run, and it's my favorite sci-fi franchise, second only to Killer Queens, of course. But it's my favorite sci-fi franchise, and the story I got to tell was just absolutely perfect, and I loved it. So
Firefly fans, be on notice.
I'm gonna have to pick that up. I haven't picked up a Firefly in a long time, but I'll pick it up just because you're writing it.
Did you watch the show?
Yes.
Alex.
I know who River is.
Did you watch the movie?
Oh yeah.
Biggest little.
So I think I can
city
tell you because it's in the description, but it tells the story of how Simon got River out of the academy and onto Serenity.
Oh, very nice.
Which has never been told.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely will want to read that.
I think it looks. I think we did it. As a Firefly fan, if I would read this issue, I would really love it, and I think that's my benchmark for anything I do. Is if trying to step out of myself as a writer and put myself as a fan, if I read that, would I really love that? And I think where we took it and what we did with it, I really would love. So I encourage everybody, Firefly fans, if you're fans of my stuff, just, let's goose the numbers or buy a copy. So like, screw the story, just buy copies.
Well, we could totally tell the passion in your writing, David. I mean, definitely in Kanto. I mean, it's such a beautiful comic and a tale that I love. Like I said, I can't wait for my niece to read it. But I'm also a fan of Killer Queens. I loved it. I loved the action packedness. I love the wittiness and the back and forth and where we go from, because it leaves you on a cliffhanger. And that cliffhanger, guys, I mean, you're just like, uh-oh. But oh Lord.
It's going to be a fun experiment for me because, it's so, Killer Queens is so different from Kanto. And everybody, almost everybody knows me from Kanto and this big epic, emotional, fairy tale adventure, fantasy adventure. And then you have Killer Queens. Somebody asked me once, what is, we just I want to become famous.
Yeah.
Chat. Somebody asked me once, what's the like, what links the two? And I just come back to, they're both so different, but they're stories I love. And that's what links those, what links Firefly, what links some of the things that are coming down the pike is I find stories that I love and I want to tell them. And I'm doing some horror. I'm doing, the sci-fi and Firefly. I'm hopefully going to be able to do another big sci-fi story in comics. And it's all about stories I'm passionate about telling. And so that's what links them all. So I'm glad you say that you can see it coming through on the page, because man, we spend so much time and so much energy and emotion, psychological investment, emotional investment, financial investment in making comics. And if you're not passionate about what you're doing, then it's either going to come through on the page if you complete it, or you're just never going to get it done.
Yeah, and I definitely think that like the comic community as well, they read all titles, and I think they'll love this. And when they pick it up, they'll just like flock to it, and they'll be able to relate to it. I mean,
I
it's
hope
like
so.
I said, when I was reading it, I looked at it like a Buck Rogers retro feel, but just witty. I just love it, and I know Jr. too. Jr. We
Yeah.
talked about it when we first read it about a month ago when Alonso gave it to us. We were reading it, we were talking about it, and like we were talking on the phone for a couple minutes, and we were just laughing. We're just like, this is perfect. I can't wait to. And then Alonso said that we were going to interview, and we were like, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally write a story about a snail crossing the road, and I'd read it. I mean, that's how talented I think.
That's the last one you'd ever read of mine.
But I'm just saying. I mean, I'm a person. I believe strongly in the writers. A writer can make any story work. There's a lot of great artists, and nothing against. You've got some fabulous artists out there, and you've picked some awesome ones for your books.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to have a great writer behind the story first and foremost.
Oh, keep it coming, Jer. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
But
I'm a vampire. This sustains me, dude. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Anybody who's watching. But I really appreciate you saying that, because it like I said, it's such a. Yeah, I tell people that it's fabulously lucrative in comics. We make tens of dollars, so you don't do this to pay the bills necessarily. You don't do this to become famous and rich and all those things. You do this because these are the stories you want to tell. And so I'm so glad to hear that you connect to them, and I really appreciate you coming along for this ride. There's more things coming down the pike, and they're kind of on different things, and I hope to keep you it'll be you and me, JR. Everybody else can.
I'm down.
What about me? David?
No.
I haven't heard the compliments yet, Steve. Come on.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
I am brush aside. So we got a question for you, David, down below. David, something outside of Independence. If you could write for a character in DC or Marvel, who would it be?
It would probably be. I shouldn't say this out loud because editors will probably be like, "Well, we're never going to hire him." But I don't read a huge amount of the big two. I was able to read the Pride issues from June, which I thought were fantastic. But it would be Nightcrawler,
Nice.
and I want to do it out of continuity. Whatever's happening with X-Men or whatever, I just want to do a passion project Nightcrawler story that's like an 8-issue or 12-issue Tom King sort of treatment of him, deep dive into who he is, what he is, and how that factors into how he sort of finds his way in the world, and whether it's like a noir detective mystery or something period or whatever. That's what I want to do. I want to do a passion project outside of continuity that's just Nightcrawler, and I can do whatever I want with him.
So Nightcrawler's strongly tied to religion. Would you play with that factor in there? I mean, you don't have to go into your story, but cool, because I would love to see that. That thing would be awesome.
There is, and this is my pitch for it. There is a fraught relationship between the LGBTQ community and the Catholic Church. And I think that's directly reflected in the fraught relationship between Nightcrawler and the Catholic Church. Oh, yeah. And I think channeling that real world relationship, and X-Men, of course, is an allegory for,
for
queer people. Yeah, for racism.
And queer people, yes, same thing.
Yeah, so it's so interesting because it's like, it's both of those things, because, some mutants can pass, like a lot of LGBTQ people can pass, and there's a lot of mutants who can't pass. And so you have, the racist aspect, you have the LGBTQ, the homophobia aspect of it, And I think taking my own personal experience growing up as an LGBTQ person and channeling it into how Nightcrawler approaches who he is and how he approaches the world is the way I would go into the story. So that's my pitch for it. If there's any Marvel editors listening,
that
Listen
sounds
up.
amazing.
Let's chat, right?
As a diehard X-Men fan, I would love to hear that story. I mean, like 30 years of X-Men, so I think that'd be an amazing story if Marvel ever had the balls to let you write that story.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's all about opportunity, and keep doing things like Killer Queens, and if everybody buys a copy, then it'll be another calling card to maybe bigger and bigger things at DC and Marvel. We'll see.
Ayo, Paulé. Yeah, you got the group chat. Lonzo says he would like to see it. Same with brother JD Jorge. He would love to see it. Yeah, come on, Marvel.
I can already picture so it's adult. So this is the cover. It's adult Nightcrawler, and all you see is him in. It's like the 1940s. So he's in a suit, but all you see in the foreground of the cover is his like one pant leg, and he's holding like a briefcase, but an old timey one. So it feels like it's the 1940s or 1950s. And in the background, it's like in the distance there, it's like raining or something, and there's a car, and it means something. I don't know exactly what. But then the only thing to tell you that it's an actual Nightcrawler is his tail is in the frame, and it kind of comes around and frames the suitcase, and that's kind of our introduction to this is an X-Men Nightcrawler story, but it's not. It's something different. It's something new.
Kind of reminds me of like the old Question books. When DC did Question, how they would draw him and stuff.
Right.
I see that.
But I love that idea. It's so grounded in our world, and then there's just that one piece of weirdness, which is Nightcrawler's tail coming into frame.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. That sounds like an awesome opening. Marvel, if you're listening.
Yeah. Well, that is the piece. It says Banff Industries or something. Over the top.
Banff religion.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, David, can you tell the herd where they can find you, what projects are coming up, and
sure,
what else is next for David Booher?
So you can find me on all the socials, Twitter at David Booher, Instagram at David M. Booher. You can, if you're into it, you can find me on Facebook. You can find Canto at Canto Comic on both Twitter and Instagram. You can find Killer Queens at Killer_Queens_comic on Instagram, or you can just follow it through my Instagram because I am posting, nonstop about promotions. Canto 3, Lionhearted #1 comes out this coming Wednesday. There's 3 different covers that are coming. Main cover, the 1:10 ratio incentive, and the 1:25 ratio incentive. The 1:10 is by Connor Nolan, great fantasy artist, and the 1:25 is by the one and only Jorge Corona, who is best known for Middle West, I think, and his new collaboration with Scotty Young in The Me You Love in the Dark.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's the new Scotty Young title, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so Jorge is the artist on that one. There will be, keep an eye out because we just revealed the Canto 3 Lionhearted #1 San Diego Comic-Con variant exclusive. So follow IDW for the details about how to order that. But, those things tend to go quickly. So, So keep an eye out so that you're on top of that and you can get a copy. So Canto 3 #1 starts this week. That's a 6-issue miniseries. Killer Queen starts on August 18th. That's 4 issues monthly. You buy a copy, you really help us move on to the second arc. So fingers crossed. And then Firefly River Run comes out on September 29th from Boom Studios.
Battle Panda. I think you got the herd hype and ready to follow you, David. And we are fans,
then,
guys. Definitely support David Booher. We love him.
and then Nightcrawler 1946 comes out in 2025.
I cannot wait. Put me down. Put it on my
So
poll.
I don't want anybody this is all hypothetical. There's nothing in the works. Don't anybody speculate about that. I don't want to get in trouble. So, yeah, there's some good things coming down the pike.
All right, all right. And with that being said, guys, that is our time for today's show. We want to thank you guys for joining us. We want to thank David Booher for joining us. David, again, thank you so much. We're going to have you back on for Canto towards the end because I want to read those 6 books. We'll have you back on. I cannot wait. Yeah, it could be on any show. You could be. You know what? You're going to be an honorary Team Nerd Herd member. That's what. Yeah. You want to? Hey, hey, JR. I guess I'm out because he's taking my hosting abilities because I have
do a better job.
Oh my God! Don't make me choose, you guys. Don't make me choose.
David.
Oh no,
you're
I
in the
said
slot.
he would go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He's sending my bags out the way, and I'm going.
JR's compliments were all leading up to this moment. Steve, you're out.
I've been
just put you in the back room real quick.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. I always love coming on the show. It's always such a great time. Yeah, and I'm really hyped. If you're in Southern California, come out and see me and Steve on Wednesday. Winnetka, North Hollywood, Collector's Paradise.
Yeah, definitely go on there. Support my man David Booher. And with that being said, JR, go on and take us out. If you want to do it right, collect what you like.